Look, I'm not trying to be some sort of a Debbie Downer sitting here trying to sabotage your fun. Not trying to stir shit up or create drama. But there are certain things within this video game industry that fucks with my good time. Everything from these greedy, nasty, aggressive business models to these spineless developers who seem to not be able to handle peer pressure very well, allowing these SJW cucks to directly influence their game design. Like many of you, I have been trying my best to just block that shit out and enjoy these games for what they are, but that becomes increasingly hard when certain shit seems to be getting worse. But when it comes to Ubisoft, I actually thought they were getting better, which led me to create a post over on Reddit thanking them and the developers for The Division for doing such a good job when it comes to post-launch support, the updates, and things of that nature. I'm only mentioning this because I want you to know it's not just negative bullshit coming out of my mouth 24/7. It's not some sort of a shtick for me to sit here and be negative and point out all the flaws and things like that, be overly critical and cynical. If I feel somebody's doing something good, worthy, or righteous, I will go out of my way to point that out. But when it comes to AAA video games, I feel I have less opportunities to do so. Anyways, when has it become acceptable for these AAA video games, the ones that have all these deluxe and collector's editions, the ones that allow you to play 3 days early if you pay them twice of what the game's actually worth, the same AAA video games that are usually packed with microtransactions, sometimes pay to win? Since when has it become acceptable for them to release unfinished? Since when are we okay with buying something that's not complete? And we're not talking about some little tedious bullshit that's going to get added later. We're talking about, when it comes to The Crew 2, a full multiplayer PvP suite is missing from the game. A game, mind you, created by the developers behind Test Drive Unlimited 2, for God's sake. Now take a look at that game and how it shipped, and then take a look at this one. And while we are comparing, take a look at how fucking dumbed down games are today compared to what they used to be. Take a look at the activities and the things you had to do in that game compared with The Crew 2. What I would give for another Test Drive Unlimited game. You could go shopping with the friends, everything from going to car dealerships, looking for new property and things like that. It was amazing. They had real estate agents and shit. You could fly to the fucking casino, and there was an actual casino in that motherfucker. I mean, that game was complete. That game gelled together, and it felt so right. And I'm sorry to admit it, but The Crew or The Crew 2, put them both together, they don't hold a fucking candle to Test Drive Unlimited 2. Test Drive Unlimited 2, people loved for the most part, okay? So why not stick with shit that actually works? Why not take some inspiration from a game that a lot of people, including myself, adored? And I remember playing that game thinking, I can't wait to see what's next. I can't wait to see what the future holds. I can only imagine when technology gets stronger, we're going to have a more immersive, realistic, fun test drive experience. But this game, these developers out there nowadays seem to be taking a step back. They're releasing games that aren't even finished, for God's sake, replacing the ability to customize your own cars with some RNG bullshit. Whose fucking idea was that? When are you guys going to realize that's one of the things we like most about racing games, is being able to tune them and just have as much freedom as fucking possible when it comes to customizing our car? I mean, seriously, color-coded fucking items? What do you think, we're retarded? And then you take it a step further and give us the ability to buy cars with real-world money. How fucking classy. I mean, seriously, don't you realize yet that kind of shit is a bad look? I don't care how much you're making off it, but people are going to look at that and say, wait a minute, these developers don't respect their game design if they're giving us an option to skip most of it with money. I'm only making this video because I saw someone ask on Twitter, why are people shitting on The Crew 2? It seemed fun in the beta and things like that, and I agree. It is a fun game. But people are shitting on this game for so many different reasons that I actually lost fucking count. I'm going to say this for the last time. Early access needs to get the fuck out, or it needs to be evaluated and reconstructed. because as of this moment, it's ruining this industry. There are games that came out in early access in 2013 that are still in fucking beta. I mean, seriously, if there's no law, if there's no rule, if there's no time frame, why the fuck would anyone ever release a game ever? Why not just keep that bitch in beta? I mean, seriously, they benefit all around. It's harder to critique something when it's in beta. It's harder to get your money back. I mean, seriously, this business model, once it actually started to get trendy, it's rotting this industry to the core, from the bottom up, including AAA games. I mean, the fucking audacity. We're not talking about a $13 video game made by 2 people. Do you know how many people work at Ubisoft? Do you know how many people design their fucking video games? For them to release a game that's not complete is unacceptable, no matter how you look at it. So if companies like Ubisoft and whoever else want to release games that are missing core features or content, well, you know what? Adjust your fucking price then. I don't want to hear the bullshit that it's some sort of added bonus, that being able to race other people online is an added bonus, okay? It wasn't an added bonus for the original game. It shouldn't be some sort of an added bonus, them doing us a favor kind of mentality in this motherfucker either, okay? There's missing content in this game that, in my personal opinion, is critical to have day one in a racing game. I can't race other people? Are you shitting me? It becomes more of a glaring issue because if you play the last game, well, this game's structured a little bit differently. And I can't say whether or not for sure this game has less or more content, but it felt like there was much more to do in the original crew. It felt like